Released posthumously in September 1987, the Smiths' fourth and final album was called Strange Ways, Here We Come.
I mean, to me, I'd probably stand alone in the Smiths fandom by thinking that Strange Ways is just the best record. To me, it's just phenomenal. It's like the Beatles. It's incredible. It's an incredible record.
To me, it's fraught, it's exciting, it's short, it's concise, it has the Smiths at the very peak of their songwriting capabilities, I think.
I don't think Strange Ways is quite as good as Queen is Dead and Meat is Murder. I think but this is splitting hairs here. It's still a really great album. It's 95% instead of 100%, and it's a classic album, but not quite the classic the one before was. I mean, you're looking at a very slight difference there, aren't you?
It does seem as though Morrissey and Marr are pulling in different directions. It's as if Morrissey is looking backwards and growing more kind of nostalgic. Marr is wanting to push on and expand the envelope. There's definitely a tension there.
Strange Ways has got this thing where there is the dreaded synthetic sounds are beginning to arrive. You know, there's strings that are on the synths and things like that. And yet it made total sense. It didn't seem to me to spoil anything at all. And the sessions that when it took place were just immense fun.
I got the impression that perhaps some of the songs hadn't been worked on as much as they had been on previous albums. You know, they hadn't been played live or anything like that. They hadn't been rehearsed at sound checks or anything. They really were like, you know, the latest songs that Johnny had sent Morrissey on a cassette, whatever, and they were yet to work out with a particular key or, you know, tempo or whatever. So it was a little bit of like, you know, how many bars of this do we play? Oh yeah, and then how many bars of that part do we play? It was still kind of getting sorted out a little bit. But the vibe was good in the studio. There certainly was no kind of feeling of like, this is it, this is the last album we'll ever make together.
No impending doom in any way, you know. No impending doom whatsoever.
One of the standout tracks on Strange Ways, Here We Come is Paint a Vulgar Picture, a savage lyrical attack by Morrissey upon the foibles of the record industry.
At the record company meeting, on their hands a dead star, and oh, the plans they read, and oh, the sick.
I'm always uneasy when artists start singing about the industry or about what it's like being a pop star. It's just dull. I mean, it's not very interesting to ordinary people.
When you're in a band, you are walking on thin ice all the time. It can all be over tomorrow, you know. So the record label may care about you a little bit and then drop you the week after. I think I had to feel some kind of commitment come to the label. So you expect a lot, you know, up from them, and he didn't get it. And if he doesn't get it, he's a bloke who gets very upset. And when he gets very upset, he writes some very good songs, actually.
Pop stars should avoid whinging about how terrible the music business is and how hard it is being a celebrity and having to cope with all this fame and success. And to me, that's one of the signs on the Strange Ways album that perhaps the Smiths had run their natural course.